the people from Moontower, which was an unbelievably great comedy festival. And I hate to be saying that when, we're heading up to Montreal soon, but it was just ran so well and so great. And Colleen, like, first day meets me in the lobby. She goes, "Are you happy with everything?" I go, "Yes, very much." And she's like, "Is Gail happy with everything?" I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, "Now, where is this Chris at?" And she said it in a way that I did not have the balls to ask.
Why are you asking?
But there was confusion there and a sense of trepidation.
Yes.
Of, could he ruin my festival?
I met Colleen. I felt I was very charming.
Can I just say this?
I eventually met her.
When you're on the show Legions of Skanks.
Yes.
And you're the skankiest one of them all. You're the one that the local people are lighting torches and grabbing pitchforks. There's something wrong there.
That night was crazy because Jen and I went to go see some other shows. You guys went to go see the Skanks. And we're back at the hotel because there's a bar there. And our friends, different comedians we know start trickling in. And everyone's like, "Hey, have you seen Chris? Is everything?" And it's like we were getting little bits of information. They're like, "Yeah, he really just went nuts." And we're like, "What happened? What just happened?" We start texting like, "What did Chris do?"
Insane. Fucking insane how he was acting. They came out and grabbed me on the street, and they said I was out front smoking, and I hear they're booing Chris. And I go running in. I fucking fell out. I was so happy.
Sensitive.
All right, let's go through the trip, because obviously I don't know all the details. I didn't fly down with you guys.
Right.
Because I don't fly in cargo planes, okay?
And you didn't fly cargo, you didn't fly coach. We had a very different experience than you.
Yes. I was getting a foot massage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Come on.
the very beginning, before the trip even started, and we did not even want to talk about it until the trip was over, was a near disaster.
What?
Well, I am supposed to meet Chris the next day at 7:30 a.m. to get our flight. And
what do you mean the next day?
Like, we met here the day before, and we had a conversation. Let's meet tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Get to the airport early.
Where were you guys going to meet?
Here at Sirius XM.
Okay.
And we were going to split a cab together, so we had each other's back. We'd get there together.
They had a lot of equipment and stuff to bring together.
I get here at 7:15, and I don't get any texts from Chris that say, "Hey, I'm close." 7:30 rolls around, there's no Chris here. 7:40 rolls around, I start to get nervous. Anytime somebody walks in, I'm like, "Oh shit, it's not Chris." By the time 8:10 rolls around, I realize Chris sent everybody an email at 3 a.m. And I'm like, "Oh fuck, he's asleep." I call Chris about 20 times.
Is sleep another thing for drunk?
Yeah. I call him 22 times, and I get no answer. Finally, I'm downstairs in the cab we ordered with the cab driver, and I'm like, "It's 8:30. And I'm like, "It's been an hour. I guess we should just leave the guy here." I don't know what to do, because I don't have his landlord's number, because he just wrote it down on a piece of paper.
So what did you guys have, the sevens lined up or something?
Yeah, we had a cab meet us here.
And you made him wait all that time?
Yeah.
What's that cost?
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. This fucking guy.
So then, finally, as the cab is about to pull away, I get a call from Chris that just goes, "Oh, fuck."
I'm getting this information as I'm packing my bag and getting ready, waiting for my car, and I'm sitting there sipping my coffee, and I'm just like, I'm just not going to freak out. I'm just not going to freak out. If he misses this flight, the show will go on. Whatever the fuck is going to happen, I'm just not going to be upset. So, I call him a bunch of times. I text him a bunch of times. Most of them pleading texts, like, "Please just wake up, Chris. I know you're asleep. Please just do me a favor and wake up. Please just wake up."
This is not a nice travel day for others.
By
the way, Chris.
I release this.
You're supposed to be the executive producer checking up on other people.
I understand that. My initial plan was to just stay up.
Dude, guess what? That's why I didn't fly with you. Because I am not leaving for the airport at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning and all that shit that you do. He tried to do that to me in Canada. I go, this can't fucking happen.
I know. And we did it.
You did it, yes.
On the way back, we were there, and that was a whole other disaster.
By the way, while you guys were staying up all night, I slept late, went out and had the best brunch of the entire fucking trip.
That's the worst. I begged. I said, please don't make. Chris was going, no, this is the best thing. Then you get home on time. Never again. Never again am I going to be on an early flight. And I'm serious this time. You're not doing it to me again.
Okay. Look, the gist of it is, we made it. We made it on time.
Fucking gist, dude. Because guess what?
Yes.
You got to fucking have a stress-free life. That's the problem.
Okay.
You can't. Look, we're doing Comedy 101. We're at fucking Antone's, which is unbelievable to be playing this club.
Such a cool
We're
club.
in the green room, and there's pictures of fucking James Brown there, and you name any band. Any fucking cool band in history, and they played this place. And we're doing this with the Bonfire Skanks as our judges. So I'm like thinking to myself, I hope everybody's getting this and how cool this is. Chris had one job to do. That was to give me time cues. We said for a long time, we count down in this business. We don't count up. I don't care how long I've been here. I want to know, am I keeping this show on schedule? You know what I mean? Count me down, because we have this segment, because not only are we doing this for air, but there's another show that comes after us. We're in a comedy festival. Chris is giving me the wrong counts. And then I look over and I'm trying to get his eye, and he's pacing back and forth like the fucking polar bear in the Philadelphia Zoo. No. Finally, I go like this, Chris, you're Alice fucking time guy. I'm trying not to step on the judges who were actually working my show for me, and they were amazing. I'm like, you're Alice time, get another fucking time guy.
But you know,
you got fired as time guy.
Yeah.
A guy who merely had to look at a watch.
The thing is, it's like that level of stress and tension, which you would go, that's a big level because it's like during a live show, is no different than Chris Stanley waiting for bags at the baggage claim. There was a point that it was like me, Vito, and Chris standing waiting for our bags. I go, Jen, just turn around and look at Chris. She goes, what? I go, just turn around and look at Chris.
What was I doing?
And he was literally, and I'm not exaggerating, going like this. In a giant crowd of people where everyone else were adults and standing still. He was not even like crab walking, pacing.
By the way,
like and I know he didn't have to pee because he had just peed, but it was almost like a pee-pee dance.
Because first of all, the best thing that you could have is to lose that 1977 bag of yours. Look how uncomfortable that looks. So, up on the iBang, what is the title of this?
This is the Bennington Family Moontower 2017 Austin, Texas photo diary.
Now, by the way, the first one I love, it's Gail in front of the beautiful Paramount Theater. You had found your name there and pointed at it. As you put, your name is up in paper. And but it is a very cool thing.
It's the coolest.
Yeah. And then the second one is these two idiots. How long were you two, at the airport?
We were probably there for a good half hour, 45 minutes. Luckily, we had over-prepared.
Yeah.
But the reason we over-prepared is because we were going to sit down, have a nice breakfast, chill, make sure everything was there. So we did have a lot of leeway with them that they were able to make the flight. But we were there and they were supposed to be before us. Yeah. They were going to get there like 15, 20 minutes before us.
So they can load in all this stuff.
Yes, because they had more luggage than we did.
Now, by the way, we left from the beautiful Newark airport this time. A million times prettier than the New York City airports, a million times better places to eat.
Very chill, too.
Yes. Not that same crazy level.
Yeah.
Move your fucking car. Fucking blast you right here. Just relax. Everybody in New York feels like
customer.
Chris. Yeah. You know what I don't like, though, in that Newark thing is, like, I went and got food magazines, and you have to check yourself out. I'm fucking running an iPad, and then I'm just like this. Do I just leave now, or am I accused of stealing? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like the fact that I haven't met a person who said the transaction's done, and you can legally take these things. I don't know how they're going to know whether I have an apple in my pocket or not. Sorry, so there's the two of you. Now, both of you are in pajama clothing, right?
Yes.
It's a 3-hour and 18-minute flight. Why do you guys act like you're going to Singapore and you have to dress for sleep?
Yeah.
You're here now wearing fucking jeans that will last you throughout the show. It's 3 hours. Dress like an adult.
Yes.
The thing is, all right, in the airplane seats, it's constricting for the crotch, and I feel like the basketball shorts make it breathe a little more.
You've bought into this thing of dress comfort. Vito was wearing fucking shower sandals.
Yes.
That's because I didn't want to. You have to take your shoes off when you check through security, and I didn't want to go through all the hassle of actually untying my shoes.
It is true. There's a loafer, or you pre-check in, and then you don't have to do that. I pre-checked in, kept my fucking belt, my shoes, got in the shorter line, didn't take off my medal, nothing went off. It was like walking into a mall.
You gotta get on that list.
Huh?
Gotta get on that list then.
Yes, you've got to fucking figure out how to travel, young man. You don't want to be dressed like that, like a toddler.
No.
You look like you're going to grandma's house for the weekend. All right, let me see the next picture. So this is you guys all pumped up and ready to fly?
Yes, this is waiting for our flight. Chris is weird.
Yeah, he tries to wear it on every picture. All right, the next one.
This is Vito, who assured me, I'm kind of a nervous flyer, so I was like, I don't care where anyone sits as long as I'm not sitting alone. I need a little buddy system. Vito's like, I'm your man. I'll be up the whole time. If you need anything, we'll chat, we'll play a game, whatever. That is so early in the flight that he just is passed out on me.
So you didn't have a nervous flight though, right? It's a nice, beautiful flight.
Yeah, it was a good flight. I'm always like a little anxious in takeoff, and then I'm fine.
Yeah, that's probably not unlike a lot of people. I just, I always like the feeling of picking up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Plus, the real views, I think, from a flight are low. You know what I mean? When you get up high and you look down.
You're like, what is that? Fucking marble?
But I like it when you're like, I still see people there. Look how fucking stupid they look.
I like when we get past that point where they're just like fucking around. They're going like really, making those big turns.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, they're doing this shit on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, let's take off on a runway that just is like a straight shot. Yeah. Like, I don't want to make those fucking U-turns. I do not like that shit.
Yeah. I was on a flight one time and we came up. It was going to be a short flight, so there's always weirder then, you know? So they came up and they banked really hard, and Fez yelled out, "Are we upside down?" Now, the thing that's always funny about that is, like, you find out that a lot of people, Fez thinks that everybody else is fine, right? But a lot of people are like you, like, they're a little nervous inside, but I'm reading this magazine, everything's good.
Yeah.
So when they hear a motherfucker yell out, "Are we upside down?" they immediately think that they are. Yes. So I said, you start to hear, "I think we are." And it's like, no. Just everyone stop it. This fucking guy doesn't want to die. On my flight home, it was a night flight, right?
Yeah.
And we flew, I don't know why they do this with planes, maybe somebody knows why, but you kind of fly over to all the big cities, I think, because they want to be always close to an airport in case they ever need it. So we're going over Cleveland, and Cleveland's all lit up, and then, you see the blackness of the Great Lake. And then I see a shine, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And they have the map where you could see where you are. I'm like, that's fucking Detroit. I was looking at Cleveland lights and Detroit at the same time.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And that isn't a short drive because you got to go around that Great Lake there. But you could see them both from the air. Another reason, why are you fucking sleeping when you could be looking at Detroit and Cleveland at the same time? Again, this is a 3-hour fucking trip. You're not flying to Rome. I say, I'm going to Rome. I'm going to take a pill and go to sleep. I get those kind of people. 3 hours. Why are you fucking passed out? Oh, I know. Because Chris is forcing you to fly first thing in the morning.
Exactly.
All right, let me see the next one.
So this is...
It's fucking Tweedledum and Tweedledummer.
No, this is them still in their flight clothes because they found out that there was a mix-up with their booking and they weren't had their hotel ready until the next day. So now this great plan of having comfy clothes has them stuck for most of the day in these crazy airplane clothes. And you know this cost Vito a very nice trip. Because a friend of mine works at the Chive, and immediately after I'm going to go visit him, go to the Chive, and Vito's like, "Can I come with you?" And I'm like, "Look at the way you're dressed. I'm not bringing you."
I was standing out in front when you guys came up, and I heard him ask, you say yes to everything for Vito, right? Everything.
100% of the time.
And when you said no, I'd be embarrassed to take you to the Chive. I'm thinking the Chive, they all must look like Vito. You know what I mean? Like, Vito's the exact demo for the Chive.
Look at the socks.
He's pulled his baseball pants up to his knees.
It was so hot.
So hot.
How was I going to bring him?
By the way, this So Hot was 85 degrees.
It was
not 100
beautiful
degrees.
weather.
It was fucking fantastic.
It was so nice. Yeah.
I sweat through every shirt was soaking wet.
But it is now.
But it was even more so. It was even worse.
All right, let's see the next picture. You can follow along if you like, though. So this is where you guys ended up, right?
Eventually we get into a La Quinta Inn on the outskirts of Austin.
La Quinta. How do you not know the names of things?
Quinta.
Now, also, this is the weird thing. So he goes, Chris says to me, and I'm saying, first of all, I have got this beautiful fucking suite. Nothing's funnier than knowing that your friends don't have a place to stay. And you know, I mean, that is like the very definition of success.
Oh, fuck.
There was 2 hot tubs in my fucking suite.
Come on.
Now, the thing is, those fucking 2 guys were so pissed. And Chris says to me, I just went over and dropped my stuff off with my friend. And then I came back. I go, your friend? I go, I've known you for fucking 9 years. You don't have any friends in fucking New York. He's got that one guy named Chris who he refuses to invite on the show, even though those guys always want to get plugged. You have an actual friend.
Yes.
In Austin.
It's Chris, and then there's Ian in Austin.
And that's your 2 best friends.
Oh, those are 2 guys, yeah. Known them both since high school. Ian just moved to Austin like a year ago. And
do you realize that it's nothing funnier than hearing that you have a friend in the one city that we're in?
It's so weird.
It was very exciting. I was like, oh, I'm going to see Ian. This is great.
Because you asked me, like, where's Chris? I'm like, apparently with a friend. He's with a friend. And you're like, friend? We were so weirded out by this.
And so it's the first time I see him in a while, and I'm just wandering into his apartment, meet his girlfriend for the first time. I'm with Vito, and I'm just dumping all of this equipment and fucking bags into his middle of his apartment.
Where, by the way, what street does your friend live on?
He lives on Rainy Street.
That's where I was the next day, and I had that brunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that fucking street is cool as shit.
It's awesome. It's the coolest part of town.
Is he right across from that restaurant that looks like it's made out of like freight cars or something?
Yeah, he's in one. There's like 2 like tall buildings. I think that's the one he's across from. Yeah. Like on that street.
Because I see this, because it's just these like little houses that are turned into restaurants. On Sundays, there was live music playing everywhere, and everybody was fucking food. Like, the thing was, he's like, if I pick this restaurant, then I won't be able to eat at that restaurant.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was pissing me off a little bit. Like, I was going to, no matter what I did, there was some meal that was going to be great that I'm missing. But then I see this apartment, I go, oh, fuck, that must be where the friend lives. Now, why didn't you? He came to Comedy 101, right?
Yes, he did.
Why didn't you introduce me?
I didn't get a chance. I wanted to. I had every intention to, but I didn't.
I am dying to know more about you, you mysterious weirdo.
I had every intention to, but I think he had to leave because he had like work in the morning. But yeah, that's Ian. That's my buddy. He helped me out in a pinch. Me and Vito.
Could you imagine how weirded out that is? Why is this thing just pictures of these two guys? Here they are in their wrestling gear.
That's the room from No Country for Old Men, by the way.
Who got you that room?
It was Don Wicklund got us that room.
Now, who was responsible for you not having a room?
Don Wicklund.
All right, so now you know to check out, a phone call.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
But I think now you're square.
Yeah.
I mean, since he got you the
Seriously.
square. Quinta.
This looks like two fucking murdering brothers from Fargo. Why do you both wear the same weird 1930s fucking bathing suit top?
Because Vito's ripping me off. Because I had it first.
It looked like you had a gray one there in the Bahamas.
Yeah, I did have yes, I own, gray and black.
Oh, that was, you were wearing a shirt? I wasn't sure. I thought that was your skin.
Gray zombie skin.
By the way, did you see this picture that Joe, Go Pack Joe, has that great Texas
Oh, man, that's
shirt?
awesome.
Yeah. They both, him and his fiance, got all dressed up in Texas gear, and I'm like, all right, all kidding aside, that's a pretty fucking cool shirt. Where'd you get that shirt at, dude? All right, what's the next one? All right, that's where?
That's at the Cap City Comedy.
That's Cap City Comedy with Dudley and Bob and Matt. That was such a fantastic night.
Let me tell you, that
fun.
night was so much fun, and I'll get to that at some point this week. But those guys who've been in Austin, the 25 plus years they've been doing terrestrial, which is almost impossible to pull off. But you can see why, man. They're really, really funny. And what I try to say to you, Chris, fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fun. You have to have fun, and then funny can work after that. It can't be tension. It can't be alcoholic fucking hallucinations. Matt Bearden is really fucking fast, too.
Yeah, he's very, very funny.
But, they're all great. I mean, it's really great. And that Carissa, I could have put her in my pocket and taken her to her home.
I know, she was so great. And
Daniel was hysterical when he came up. And how the audience was so happy that I was on Daniel's side, even though it was mysterious to me. And I do believe one hamburger patty, it doesn't make sense to have two. That's a whole nother sandwich.
But I'm very intrigued by Carissa's jewelry that she makes. She makes this very interesting jewelry. Like she takes, I think she's bugs and different things, and then
here's what was weird. So I thought she was wearing a crystal, like a hippie witch. And as you know, I know quite a few hippie witches.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, these are, bug parts. There weren't even like a bug in that thing. She makes it. And then their listeners bring them bugs. By the way, I believe that this is up online, the appearance I did with them, which was as much fun as I could possibly have. I mean, seriously, there's a thing about, there's certain people that when you get together with them, it's like being jazz musicians, where a jazz musician will kind of know when to take the solo and know when to stand back. And that's how it felt, everybody on the stage. It was just really, really fun.
And what a great audience they had. It was just such a great,
their
fun
audience
crowd.
loves them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Their audience loves them, which is, a really, cool thing to be able to pull off. But to be able to entertain like that when there was literally nothing planned. Nothing. You just go up there and you see what happens. Really, really fun. Really great. And I don't know whether this was just discussed for fun, but we were talking about doing a producer swap out.
Yes, that was discussed. Could we do maybe a bit of an internship swap? Take Chris Stanley heads over there. We take Carissa. We take Daniel.
And
Could
that's
be great.
it, by the way. That's it. And then we only send Chris. That's all they want.
It's so hot there.
Well, I want to do a July 4th swap.
Perfect. You don't have any plans for that? That'll be great.
But that was just a great, great night.
Yeah.
And let me figure out, I think it's up on the iBang how you can listen to that, but we'll announce that a little later on, because really I'm just home myself and I haven't kept up. What's this?
And there's a link to it in the post, in the photo diary post.
Oh, to that
Yep.
Audio?
Yeah.
Great. That's all I was looking for. All right, let's see the next one. All right, this is insane.
This is us with half astronaut and, as we call her, better half astronaut in their crazy good times van, shaggin' wagon. That
Dude,
is
they
just
were
like
so much fun.
we had so much fun with them. Like,
They're
honestly.
the best. And that van is the shit. by the
It is
way.
really cool. Although, so they drove us back to the hotel, and Chris Stanley was like, you know how like a dog like can't figure out how to just like stay balanced in a car? Like there was a point I looked over at me and Jen and Vito were all sitting up, and
Yeah.
Chris was just like fully horizontal, and I tried to take a picture, but it was so dark, and I just kept on going, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, what?" And I'm like, "Cause you just like, it seems like you're not able to stay up while the car is in motion."
I was having trouble.
So they do that because they drive around Texas and they get
Yeah, and they
crashed in
have
that
cool
van?
life, and they have
Yeah.
cool van, and yeah, they're the best, man. We had so much fun with them.
Yeah, they're great, man. Well, that's who took care of you before.
Oh, yeah, when I went to South by Southwest like 5 years ago when I met half astronaut and better half astronaut, Candace.
Now, the thing about Candace, when I saw her, I'm like, I know her from movies or TV. Somebody was
Yeah.
bringing her up to me. I'm like, I know her from movies or TV. And then I figured out, oh no, I know her from Chris's pics.
Yeah.
Pictures. But
And
she
she's-
does have like a funky movie star vibe.
She really does, and she has the best style. Like we got
Great style. man.
Yeah, we got great tips on places to go because of Candace, different vintage shops and boutiques.
Yeah, but that
to
made the
check out.
skanks turn on you. They did not understand. You know, with their
don't think-
1990s metal look.
Yeah, I don't think the rap rockers should be like giving me fashion tips.
Dude, you should have fucking said that. They really are
They were
rap
our
rockers.
guests. But yeah, that was at Cap City where we met them. We met a ton of great people. Shane, who was so cool, and by the way, you got your pecan Texas peanut brittle too from Shane.
Really? That's
Yeah.
great, man. Yeah, I've been actually thinking about that because you guys said you had it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we met so many just fun, cool people.
Yeah, it's just like the whole vibe there is great. Like everybody is just so cool, but it's chill, but it's fun and it's funky and
Yeah, you know, a lot of times when you think things are chill, it means that a lot isn't going on, right? But this was like you were just going from one great club to another one.
yeah, there was a lot going on.
And everybody was saying, you know, it used to be better. I'm like, yeah, I know. I say that to people when they come to New York. Everything used to be better.
But I'm here now, right? And this is great.
I'm here for the death rattle, so that's something. I keep going because this is fun with the photo. Look at you two, look so cute together.
This is it's just really a foxy picture of Jen. but this was in the back of the van.
Jen, when she got in, she was like, says to me, not a lot of black people here. And I'm like,
Immediately.
I said, dude, I noticed that from the airport. And then I thought to myself, I even noticed that on the plane. Because I flew down with a bunch of Texans. And there wasn't a lot of black people.
No,
Their
there
black
was not.
people are Mexicans.
Exactly.
Oh, that was fun. We were all together there.
Yeah, that's the next morning. We hit South Congress Street. We had like this awesome brunch. We hit all these different shops. So that's our family band pick
It
on
does
South
look like it
Congress.
felt. Why is Chris trying to look dreamy? He's just leaning
He's
back.
a real dreamboat. I'm worried about him though.
There's Black Bart, Tito, and by the way, that hat that's on his head was huge. And look how small it looks. First of all, do you remember the name of that store, Vito?
No.
They're selling boots, they're selling hats, they're selling belts. This store smelled so good. That leathery
yeah.
smell is fantastic. I was just going around putting my face in boots.
It's a great smell.
Yeah, maybe no wonder Tarantino has a foot fetish.
It's those leather notes
Yeah.
that he's
Cool.
picking up on.
It was called Allen's Boots.
Thank you, Vito. Did you just look it up?
Yeah, I remember the name Allen.
But he was going around, like, you see that little straw hat that's like almost like a top hat, like a gambler would wear?
Yeah.
We're all like, oh, this looks so cool. Maybe this will look great on me. No, not one person did it look great on. Yet it looks fucking fantastic sitting there. But as soon as you put it on, you look like, all right, I look like Abraham Lincoln if he let himself go.
To cosplay?
Yeah, you have to be tall and thin to pull off something like that, you know?
I'm just surprised that Vito went black hat. He's such a white hat in his heart.
I don't know. He wears the black shirt. He wears the black undershirt.
Black's just a nicer color for a hat, too.
All right. You didn't buy it, though, huh?
No, I took a picture of it. I texted my mom, and I was like, this is a pretty cool hat. I think I'm going to go $90 for it. And she goes, you have an Indiana Jones hat that's been sitting in our home for 10 years that you've never worn once.
I love your mom for saying that.
She goes, this is your money this time. Do you really want to spend it?
Why don't you wear your Indiana Jones hat tomorrow, okay?
Please.
Come on.
Okay.
Da, 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 da. All right, the next picture, you guys shopping it up.
Yeah, that was Candace's suggestion that we go to Feathers, and we did some fucking damage. We were like, this is bad news, man.
Well, we were saying, you guys go in, we'll wait outside for you. About 25 minutes later, we just start walking down the street. We're like, we can't just keep standing here. Oh, there's Vito eating the Tito's ice cream.
Yes, that's at Amy's Ice Cream. They did a little collab thing with Tito's, and this is their it's called The Dude, and it's kind of like a White Russian, like an ice cream White Russian.
It was awesome. It was really good. Got a little daytime buzz. It was nice.
Quite boozy. So that's that night at Comedy 101.
Great fun time.
It was so much fun, and Antone's is such a cool club, and all the comics were so much fun. We met so many great people there.
We had a transgender, is that the correct name,
yes,
comic who killed. And then, Big J, Dan Soder, Louis J. Gomez. They were so fucking great during that.
It was so much fun.
Jay got into a rap that went on for so long with, you said you were on the Tonight Show. So fucking funny. So funny. Soder was, he's Dan Soder. What are you going to say? These guys are just great. And they're so, I don't know how many years ago we met all those guys. Like, they're 10 times faster now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's game has upped. Crazy. All right, next picture.
This is the next day, just after the Gail Meets Girls interview with Morgan Murphy, which was, again, so much fun. She's like the coolest chick ever. And
that's up online now, too.
Yeah, that's on at the Interrobang if you want to check it out. So this is just after we recorded, me and Jen. We came downstairs. We bumped into you. We bumped into Colin Quinn out there, which was like
hilarious.
Maybe one of my favorite moments where I was like stepping back and just watching like you, Colin Quinn, and Morgan Murphy just killing me, and I was like, wow, this is kind of weird. Well, like this is what like make comedy festivals so fun.
That is the best thing about it.
Yeah.
That's literally the best thing. That I come in my room and I'm walking down the hall and I hear Ron Bennington. I turn around, it's Andy Kindler. He's like, I know that I recognize you from behind. How great is that? And then we get on the elevator and different people from the festival got on and he's pulling his shirt out and he goes, an adult male really has to keep an eye out on his nipples. I just got to keep it. I can see that there's other people in the elevator that are like, what is going on here? How weird has this gotten? It's the funnest thing. It's like being in a fucking movie or a cartoon or something.
I love Andy so much too. He's so funny, and I got to bump into him as well. Like he's just so fantastic.
He loves you, man. He was bringing you up to me, and it's just we know. But Morgan Murphy and Colin Quinn, they're both big boxing fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they both. I know Morgan had, but. They would both just suddenly go into boxing poses.
Yeah.
And Morgan was like really leaning her leg back and saying, you got to throw it from the hip. And I'm like, I got the feeling she could really throw a fucking punch.
Yeah.
I was like, if these two go at it, I don't want to be caught with a fucking errant right hook. Like, you ever see one of those refs that just gets knocked out because he's standing in the wrong spot? Although that would be a great way to get knocked out.
So this is the comedy barbecue at Cooper's. Big J and Christine had organized everybody to get together and get lunch together in the day, and it was really a blast and so much fun. Everybody's walking around. You see Sal's there. The Sklar brothers were there. Dave Smith, Louis J. Gomez, Jen and Chris and Vito. We're all hanging out. And
all the Comedy Jam guys were there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Jermaine Fowler was there.
Yeah, Jermaine Fowler is on top of the world right now. Was saying that it was a really great way to throw a lunch because you go up, everybody pays for their own lunch, and then you all take out to the same picnic tables, and it was hilarious and fun time. It's like you'll see people just be like just having food and they're just talking, but then all of a sudden someone amps it up and you're like, oh yeah, that's a fucking huge comedian. Of course, he can just turn it on anytime he wants, and that made it so good. And was that was the day of the Unmasked, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, I kind of want to just say hi to Sal, and we're gonna have fun, but not talk about anything that's going to come up later in the Unmasked. He had just flown in then too, I believe, from Hawaii. So these guys, everybody is just fucking moving all the time.
I don't know how they do it.
That's your pork chop.
That is the big chop, which, it was like one of those things I had in my mind. I was like, normally my go-to at a barbecue place is to do pulled pork. Yeah. So I had pork, like, in my mind, like, that's what I was going to do. And they didn't do a pulled pork. So I was like, I'll do a chop. Had no idea that a chop was going to be like twice the size of my head.
It was a Flintstones chop.
It was so insane. There's the fam. Jen, Vito, Chris, Ron Bennington.
Was this the same place?
Yeah, this is the same day.
Like you can see, Chris is already lit. There's no reason, Chris, for this to be a 24-hour party.
Honestly, like, this was the craziest thing. So it was like, right after that, he's already glaring at me because he knows what I'm going to say. So he's just like, I got to get back to the hotel before the Unmasked. And we're like, well, we're all going to be leaving soon. He's like, I got to go right now. And he's like really serious about it. He's like, I'm calling a car. And Vito's like, hotel's like 3 blocks away, dude.
No,
like, just walk.
It was on our block.
he's like, just walk. He's like, I'm not walking. He like walks away and he's just like,
there's no way that you could take a cab that short of space.
Yeah, he tried. But I was just like, he's got a shit. Like, that's what's going on. Like, he was being, like, really weird about it, and I knew that he had to. So immediately that gets us, like, in a conversation. Now, here's something. Yeah. Jen and I share a hotel room. We get 2 beds, and we're roommates for the Austin trip, and we had a blast. We had a great time. Everything's going great. So then I make fun of Chris. I'm like, he has a shit. I know that's what's going to happen. So Vito's like, yeah, I think, I don't know, like, he's been going a lot since he's been here. I don't know. It's like, it's the heat or what? And then Jen goes, really? That's interesting. We only shit once today. I'm like, Jen! We're roommates. You don't say when I shit. I know you're keeping tabs. Like, we did it together. Like, we were sitting hand in hand.
Okay, let's get that in the record book. That was, what approximate time?
I was like, Jen, how are you going to do me like that?
And, yeah, before you flush, let Jen go in and check it. Jen, just poke it with a stick. Get the texture down.
It's so fucked up.
What are this? They're slapping each
So
other?
this is Louis J. Gomez and Dave Smith doing a little sparring. Like, Dave Smith was like holding, I don't know, what do you like, holding bags, but there's no bags. I don't know what you do for like shadow boxing. Yeah, you like, yeah. So they were doing that, and I'll be honest, Morgan Murphy has him beat on form.
Yeah. Louis studies, but he's all over the place. Dave Smith was so drunk at the 101, Comedy 101, and it was our anniversary of doing the Bennington show, 2 years, which we're at fucking Anton's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing the show, just matter-of-factly. And, you know, believe me, that gets to me. So I go in the back, and I'm going to hang out for a comedy jam. And Dave Smith comes up, and it's his birthday, 420. And he tells me it's his birthday, and it's Hitler's birthday. He is so drunk. And then he tells me how much he loves and respects me.
What?
And it goes on and on. Apparently, I'm the best that's ever lived. So I see him the next day at this, and I'm like, Dan, you can be a wise ass as much as you want. I know the truth. You told me last night how much. He goes, I'm blacked out drunk. I go, then why are you nervous if you don't know what you said? And he goes, maybe I'll get drunk tonight and attack you. I go, but I'll know the truth. You told me. You never have to say it again. I know what's deep in your soul now.
Dave Smith, we know you all.
The respect and the care that you have for me. I know you act like you're a bad person and you run around and say awful things, but I know what you said to me. All right, move along. Look at that crowd.
Yeah, this is the crowd waiting outside of the Velveeta room, just getting ready for Unmasked with Sal Vulcano, which was so much fun. Yeah, that was a great, and also, you know, the Velveeta room is fucking great too.
I know, it's amazing.
What a great room that was.
And right out front is Rich, our buddy Rich.
Oh, yeah. Well, we became friends with him in New York City.
Yeah.
Forget, he takes comedy vacations like Sarah does, but he's also the guy that gave me the name of that place that I ate at without you guys, the brunch.
Really?
And I mean, it was like unbelievable. And it was like high-end unbelievable. Jen would have loved it. I actually thought to myself, I wish I had Jen here. I
know.
I didn't even think about the rest of you because you're such fucking ham and eggers.
I know, she has fancy taste.
But if I see like a champagne flute, I'm like, oh, I wish Jen was here.
She would love this.
Oh, that's the room. That's
Sal, during the Unmasked, the Velveeta room, which is just like such a cool room. And I love the way they do the stage. It's so pretty.
This is the Eddie Pepitone one, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No, that's Sal. That's definitely Sal, yeah.
Okay. Because I can't see because it's all the way in the back. This is the room that Chris was booed. So poorly by people.
Not like me.
Oh, shit. I forgot we did this. Who was all there for the Bat Bridge?
That was me and you, Chris and Vito were there.
Oh, yeah. Now, here's what happened. We met up with these guys, and we're like, you're going to miss the Bat Bridge. But tell the story that Colin Quinn was saying about the Bat Bridge.
Yeah. So Colin Quinn had the same experience. Someone had suggested to him.
I think it was the Guys We Fuck Girls.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So they had suggested to him to go check out the Bat Bridge. He gets there. There's no fucking bats. And we're like, well, first of all, we had high hopes because when we were coming in, everybody was saying, and you got to see the bats.
Well, here's the thing. The bats are there, but it's dark, and they don't all come. I was waiting to see a swarm of bats.
That's what I thought was going to happen, too.
But
yes, it was instead, it was just like trickling out. And then it was dark by that point. So I was like, I think I can make out some shadows of some things. We just thought like the sky was going to fill with bats and we were going to be like...
That's all I wanted.
Yeah, me too. I literally wanted to scream.
Yes!
I wanted to be like, oh my God, this is... I wanted to put my hands over my hair. You know what I mean? And I wanted to say to people, you won't believe what I was just involved in. 1 million bats flew right over my head. But then Colin said, I guess I'm, they sent me, the Guys We Fuck Girls, they sent me out to this thing like a tourist. And I don't see any bad. Put me down as the last guy that they fucked. Really funny. And I think he was probably there the same night as us, but there was like Like you could have filled a football stadium with a number of people.
I couldn't believe
there were so many people out there. It was so insane. Yeah. And then like the anticipation, like everyone was like, was that a bat? Like everyone was so excited. And then it like, honestly, the closest thing you could compare to it is like Rachel Maddow giving like Trump's taxes. Like we're like, is that something? Oh boy, this was a lot of hype.
This is like Rachel Maddow giving out the Trump taxes. It turned out to be nothing. But it reminded me when I got there of the sunset party in Key West.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it was a beautiful night, and it was like hot and fun. Like this is the photo I did, like a panoramic. Which, by the way, if you look, the center person is like the victim of my panoramic photo, and it's just like a weird giant man head that's pasted on a kid body.
Is that right here?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even found that.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
All right, so that night, you guys went to see Ali Wong at the Paramount.
Yes, this is
great theater.
We did a boys' night, girls' night. The boys went to go see the Skanks, and
we did work.
Yes,
we were in their show, but that's nice that you treat it like we were on vacation.
Yeah, we got to see Ali Wong, her new hour at the Paramount, and honestly, it's fucking insane. Like it's so good. It's absolutely like an extension of Baby Cobra. It's like the next chapter of it. But it would be hard to think that somebody could follow that special. But her new material is so fantastic. And we had a crazy time. Like sitting in like the opera box, like looking over, and
that's great.
The theater is just fantastically beautiful. And Allie was so funny, and she looked great. Yeah. Like she was like so stylish.
Well, here's the thing about Allie. You know, like I didn't know who she was until I saw that special on Netflix, and my jaw dropped. But I was talking to Soder. Soder's known her for like 8 years, like they came in together. And he said that she used to do this Sunday night show with Giannis Pappas like all the time. Like he really watched her grow into this thing. And what was funny is when I was going to my show, you think of as just a party night, but performing. And I'm walking away from the Paramount. You guys are heading towards the Paramount. And I just see 4 Asian girls. Asian girls came from, I didn't see any Asian girls at all.
Yeah.
Until tonight.
Allie opened with, it's so great that I was able to get every Asian in Austin, and thanks so much for bringing all your white boyfriends.
That's fucking hilarious. She's right. Now that I'm thinking about it, there were Asian single girls, and then that kind of white Asian couple.
Yeah.
Now, if I remember when I was younger, if you would see an Asian girl with a black guy, it was always Vietnamese. It was always Vietnamese.
Yeah. But yeah, we tried it took us so long to get this selfie to get the Paramount sign in the photo with us, and it was taking forever to do it. And then we were like, oh yeah, let's go on the balcony and have drinks at the hotel, and realized that we were like on par with the fucking Paramount sign. We could have just walked up there. Yeah. And that was such a great night too, because we saw Michelle Wolf was there, Andy Kindler was there.
People go and hang out at that bar.
Yeah, Morgan Murphy. Barry Crimmins, we got to hang out with that night. We also
at a bar? Unusual.
We also hung out with Jamie and Rachel, who we met in Austin, who are just the sweetest couple, and honestly, they're buddies with us now. They were so much fun.
They're
we saw them
great.
We saw them pretty much. I think we saw them every night, and we got to hang out with them. And honestly,
you know what they said to me? This is the best weekend of our marriage.
That is so cute.
I thought it was sad. But yeah, they were adorable.
Yeah, but they're so much fun. And honestly, it's crazy. Like, we walk away with like so many new friends. Like, it's not just that we met people there, but like it was just like a really fun experience. Everyone is just like.
So nice.
Yeah, they're so nice and sweet. And Victoria, who we met outside of Comedy 101, was so sweet. And, Victoria, call us sometime or send us an email, because I know you don't do Twitter.
Sarah, the writer, was there, who we haven't seen in a while. I think she's going to Montreal, too. She was giving me the thing that said the best comedy is when they have a scene, like they did there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where people can hang out. So, Nicole, and from New York City, she was great. She was all over town. And Wes and his whole family were fantastic and cool and great, and they gave me so many restaurant tips that I used. Like they got that town wired.
Yeah, I love like how passionate Austin people are about their bars and their restaurants. They're like, oh, do you already have all your restaurants picked out? Because if not, I have a few suggestions.
No, I met Wes and his family up in New York too, and I mean, it's just so crazy how you can make great buddies doing this stuff.
Also, I met Delco Trash, or Pete, and who I've been emailing with for years about gambling, just football and basketball gambling.
He was there?
He was there, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. I hung out with him at the rap party eventually, too. Yeah, it was fantastic to meet everyone.
I don't know, you were so quiet and hammering fucking what you were calling True Detectives. He calls Lone Stars True Detectives.
It's a great thing to call a Lone Star.
Yeah, you were. Like, me and Jen were, like, out on the dance floor. We were, like, having a blast, and we just kept looking over and seeing,
yeah, all the different people.
Yeah, just, like, but we looked over, and Chris was just, like, slamming drinks. We were just, like, Chris, come dance with us. Where are you?
I was dehydrated.
Like, I'm enjoying
That's
myself.
not going to help you.
It's going to make it worse.
Hey, we got to do breaks here, buddies. We've been on, but we'll pick this up when we get back. Back in the New York groove. It's the Bennington Show. You just knocked this out, too, Chris, when you hit it.
I'll fix it.
And I want to get into the amount of people who said the same line to me. The line, I'm worried about Chris. I don't know what we're supposed to do about it, but I'll pick it up when we get back, Bennington.
Welcome back to Bennington. Earlier today, we announced Maria Bamford Unmasked. That's happening this Friday, May 5th at 11 a.m. at the SiriusXM studios. Go to theinterrobang.com for a chance at free tickets. Her new special, Old Baby, comes out tomorrow on Netflix.
I'm really looking forward to the special, and I cannot wait for this Unmasked. It's one that have I not been talking about for a long time, as a dream unmasked. I'm a big Maria Bamford fan, so that's this Friday, May 5th, 11 a.m. here at the SiriusXM studios. So just go to theinterrobang.com for your chance at free tickets.
Nicole said listening to us go through the Moontower trip, making me wish we could go back right now. Yeah, I think she even wrote up something for the iBang. I think she should. She's really got her handle on a lot of comedy, man. She sees a lot of it. And it's got a very good palate.
Yeah, it was, and what a fun, relaxed, but like so much to do kind of event the whole time was. Like afterwards, when we were at the rap party, the amount of comics just being like, this was like the best ever. Like,
yeah, it was the
because
best.
Like it really was such a hangout. Like there was so much to do during the day. It just felt like you were meeting so many cool people. Yeah, I loved Austin.
When I saw Jim and lead saying Colleen, like I was saying, I think this is the best. And they were still too busy to even get it when they come in, but they did an amazing job with the Moontower. And what it's like with you guys, how stressful it is to put on one event. Imagine you had 10 going at the same time.
No, it's insane. It's they really did a fantastic job. Texas peanut brittle.
So pecan brittle.
Pecan brittle.
So I gotta bring this up. The amount of people who say to me, I'm worried about Chris. Comedians, VPs from this organization, skanks.
Yes.
Skanks are worried about me.
Skanks and their girlfriends.
I want to bring this up one point. Did all the shows go smoothly and were all sell-out success? They're awesome?
No one's worried about that. No one says Chris can't do his... Well, one person said Chris can't do his job. They're worried about you falling over.
I'm not, or this is what happened. I'm in the Austin heat. I'm not drinking enough water. I got dehydrated.
You were slamming water, though. That's why people were concerned. I mean, that was one of the things that was brought up to me, was people come up, I'm worried about Chris. And we had this separately. People came up to us separately to say, I'm worried about Chris. And one of the things that they would cite was the amount of water you were consuming. Like, as though I have any control over that. And they're like, did you see him just pound a bottle of water in like 10 seconds? He did like 3 in a row. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. He's hot. He's very
sweaty, hot man. And I run hot.
Didn't it start to make you feel like an insult to us? Because I started to feel like they were like, you're not looking out for Chris.
I did get that. And I had that for years, when people would come to me and say, I'm worried about Fez. And I'd be like, well, then help. You know what I mean? Don't just drop by and tell me something. I know he's having problems, but what good is it that you're saying it? That's like saying sometimes I'm worried Shaq is getting tall. I mean, there's nothing I can do. It's just like saying tall people don't live long. Yeah, I know.
There's nothing to worry about. I'm fine.
I know, but then everyone's saying that they're concerned, and it's making us look like shit. Like we're like bad friends. Like we're working you into the ground.
If anyone has anything to say to me, you come say it to my face, and you don't bother Ron and Gail Bennington.
Some of them would be glad to.
Shit.
Some of it would like to say it to you in front of HR. But
oh God.
I was told, I think Chris has too much on his plate. And I'm like, well, first of all, if you're talking about mashed potatoes, then yes. That is
100%. I always think that.
But B, that also makes Jen and Vito look bad because it makes them look like they haven't picked stuff up.
I handed off more to them on this trip than I ever would have. Like they had a bunch of responsibilities.
So you weren't doing much because I heard that too because you heard about the water and I heard about that and I heard about needing to sing.
Like this is not something that somebody should be talking about as a young man of his age. The amount of things that people cited to me.
This is during
about your well-being, your appearance.
Okay, for 15 minutes during the Sal Volcano Unmasked, I sat in the back and just chugged water. Makes me a fucking train wreck human being? I don't think so.
It does kind of sound like that when you say it out loud.
I think just I'm overweight and sweaty, and I was fucking dehydrated and ate a bunch of salty barbecue.
That's what they're saying. Just like if you would have said I'm worried about Chris, you'd be saying the same thing.
That's what happened.
You're only proving their point. This is what they're worried, that you can't handle meat like a regular person. Meat and heat. Those are not your strong suits.
It was overly salty meat that I wasn't used to. That's all that happened. I got dehydrated. I'm fine. I'm properly hydrated now. Everything's okay.
You know how you said that all the things that you felt like we accomplished?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the number one thing about Twitter? Like, oh my God, look how many shows they sold out. Or isn't that great that this show was so funny? All those were bypassed to talk about your buttons. Chris's buttons were the number one Twitter hashtag.
This is what people are talking about.
Oh my God, you just spit across it.
I was so far across the room that I was in danger of hitting my face. This is quite a distance. Yeah. I mean, Chris's look, maybe I'm just used to the buttons. I see the button situation every day.
Bother me. Nothing about Chris bothers me. I hope you don't. What are you doing with my pecan?
I wanted a piece. I look good. I mean, there's a lot of pecan brittle here, Ron.
Whose name is on that bag?
Ron.
Would you just say Ron could have some of your pecan brittle?
Can I have one more piece?
Yes.
Thank
you may.
You ask those buttons if you can.
I'm glad this candid shot got added to the photo album.
This was actually when we were leaving. And honestly, I wasn't focused on the buttons. I was just shocked that somehow your outfits got worse. Like the outfit that you showed up to the airport in does not even compare to the outfit you left in.
What happened was,
I think those are the same shorts that he was wearing in the ocean.
Are they?
Do you always wear a shirt in the ocean?
Not always.
Yeah.
Oh, I was stripped down before when I that was like at the beginning when the ocean picture was when I just first walked into the ocean, but that was before I stripped down.
Now, how are you saying that you felt like you were going to drown and then you floated out of it?
Because like my feet hit the water and I was like, holy shit, I can't touch the fucking A guy can't touch the sand.
Why would a person who doesn't know how to swim be over their head?
I was all banged out, man. I was not well.
And I'm like, to go into the ocean, I mean, I fancy myself a strong swimmer. I wouldn't go into the ocean drunk. I never would.
And the really scary part was, what freaked me out even more, there was no one on the beach. Like, it was early in the morning and no one gotten up yet. So I was all alone out there. There was no
we saw the photo.
It was like everyone else left because there was going to be bad weather. You stayed.
By the way, the amount of response to this photo, including photoshopping.
All right, let me say.
Here's Stanley at the beach in Normandy. Oh my God, this image of you is...
So, did he actually fall off the beach like he said he was going to that we made fun of?
You did fall off the beach like you said.
What's that movie? The Island of Dr. Moreau?
Dr. Moreau. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so funny, dude.
All right, so here's the question, and everybody should be in on this, but Chris.
Okay.
What do we do to help you?
I can't answer.
No, you cannot. I was really racking my brain about this, and I went to Jen as well.
Yeah.
During the trip, I was like, Jen, look, this is really weird. People are coming up to me and people are coming up to Ron, and they're all saying the same thing, that they're worried about Chris. They're worried about his health.
And these are people that love you. And they sincerely are concerned about you.
And they're worried about the stress level. And Jen was just as confused as I was, because we started to go, God, are we just too close to it? Like, we see Chris every day. I mean, Jen was like, I've seen Chris a lot more stressed than this. I've seen Chris, then we're like, well, maybe we should look at this. Like, and immediately we're like looking at ourselves as though we're not taking good care of our friend.
May I address that point? I don't need to be taken care of. I'm an adult male. Everything's fine.
You just told us that you're too dumb to know that you're over your head in the ocean.
Yeah.
No adult male who can't swim does that.
No.
And then, by the way, he said, I floated myself out of it. I go, well, that's the beginning of swimming.
Yeah.
You just start to move faster. Just think of it as a float crawl.
Yeah, you're using that weight to your advantage.
I'm so close to this swimming thing. I can feel it.
Yes, you are.
But nobody's got to worry about me. Thank you for the love, and I love you all back. But
I don't know if that really is what the point was. I mean, a lot of it was mentioning your weight, Chris. I didn't want to be blunt. Thank you for the love, and I love you back, bros. Stay real. Signing out, Chris Stanley.
All right, go over to the Bennington, because we've retweeted the Chris Bench picture, I guess, that may be...
Dude.
Yeah.
That was a lot of comments. Blew up on the social media. Comments and concerns about the button tension.
Yeah, there's some button tension, all right? I quit smoking, and I started replace smoking with fucking food. All right, that's what I did. I smoked a pack and a half a day. Well, I gotta use this mouth doing something.
Suck that dick.
And I don't want to suck dick. I don't want to go down on dudes. So I'm going to eat more food.
It's actually kind of a slimming pose that you're in.
Good God, that's
I mean,
horrible.
you are.
Yeah, the top part is very slim.
Yeah, you're elongating yourself. I mean, I've seen worse angles on him. I don't know why everyone was so upset.
So, Chris, how long ago did you say to me, can I have one more piece?
I don't know, 10 minutes ago or something.
And how many have you eaten since then?
I haven't stopped eating it.
Okay. Just so you know. I'm just pointing that out to you.
Thank you for that.
Vito's looking good now.
Yeah, he's looking great.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
A lot of talk about that.
I saw a couple people asking, did Vito slim down or
how about this?
comparison?
Okay.
I don't know.
What can we do to help? Tell us.
There's nothing you guys do to help. You guys, I help you. No one helps me. I help you guys. That's what I want to do.
All right. Now, and I believe this was the Eddie Pepitone. I'm about to go, maybe it was the Sal. I think it was the Sal Vulcano. I don't know, wherever you were acting like a fucking maniac.
Both.
It was Sal.
So
I know. It was Sal.
I'm going to be totally honest here. Don says to me, I'm worried about Chris. I go, well, you're the 90th person who said that to me. And he's like, he's drinking a lot of water and he needs to sit down through this whole thing. He goes, I've never seen a man need to keep sitting. And he said you would sit at different places. People were coming up and asking you questions about the show.
I was sitting because my back was all messed up I was sleeping.
Now this kills me though. Why doesn't Don say it to Chris? Why don't any of these people say, I'm worried about you? They think I'm the only one who can talk to Chris, or you're the only one who can talk to Chris?
I'm not really sure. Or maybe they don't want to insult him, so they're asking us to insult him.
Okay. I don't think it's an insult to say, do you need some help?
Right. But maybe that's where they're worried. Like, they don't want to come off like they're saying something negative about him.
I think if you didn't look like a hungover, sweaty, fucking stressed out maniac, people wouldn't worry.
Yeah, the sweats did come up a lot in topic of concern. The amount that you sweat.
Yeah, I sweat a lot. Has no one ever met anyone who sweat a lot before? I mean, Jesus H. Christ. It happens. Every human being sweats. Okay? That's why I got a bandana on around my head. Is that what people... Was the bandana made people freak out? Did that freak people out?
That freaked out this guy.
Has no one ever met someone who sweats a lot?
Huh? It sounds like they haven't.
You got to be careful with that bandana around your head, because I'm not saying who, but you picked up the nickname Hambo.
Insulting.
Tell Hambo. You already got too many nicknames.
I know. I mean, as much as I like that one. Oh my God. It's like I was eavesdropping on a very serious conversation with Vito and Chris before we even left for Austin. And I was like, what are they talking about like that? And I just hear Vito going, yeah, but why are you wearing it? And he's just like, what? I'm just like, wearing my bandana. And he's like, I get that you're saying you're wearing it, but why are you wearing it?
It's a good thing. Right. I like having the bandana on. It's my summer thing. All right.
It's a summer look.
I wear one today, but they're all soaked in sweat from St. Martin.
Sweat or semen? You can't use your jack rag to wrap around your forehead.
Ew, Chris.
As far as I can remember, I haven't jacked off in any of them.
All right, I'll just give you one more,
okay,
and then I'll drop it.
Okay.
And this is a shoot, and this person probably doesn't even want me to say it. But, so, you know, I mean, when I'm about to go on a mess, I'm thinking Impractical Jokers, you know what I mean? I'm trying to remember just a couple things so that they'll pop into my mind later. And Don's hitting me like, I'm really concerned about Chris. He's always drunk. He's
not always
sitting when he should be working. He's sweating. And I'm like, yeah, well, Chris is Chris. You know, what am I going to... He doesn't, you know... I'm worried he's got too many things on his plate. This is now my fault. It's not like Chris's fault. It's Ron's fault because he has too much on his plate. And then Don says to me, and I'm not fucking making this up, this is a complete shoot. He said, I think the weekly meeting would go better if it was just me and you, and we don't have Chris there.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think that would make any sense.
He thinks that if I, you know, do these things and hand them out, well, I can give them to other people and not you. Because you'll take stuff that you should be handing to Vito or me or Gail even. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like different things. And I think that was his concern, is everything's not passing through your system. Whether you're eating it, you know what I mean, or being told that, you know what I mean?
It's you're holding it all in.
Yeah.
And it's giving you the meat sweats.
He referred to it as work constipation.
That's a real term.
And he goes, I'm just worried that he's going to explode with an amazing amount of work shit all over. And I go, like how? He goes, well, like he does his regular shits. Except for with work. All right, I made up the end of it, but I did not make up the beginning where he doesn't want you in the meetings anymore. So So I'm going to ask for your notebook, and then I got to take notes. Like in 9th grade, I'll just say homophobic slur.
That's all comes off when I'm taking my notes.
Yes. Who else takes notes?
I gotta take
Girls
notes.
and homophobic slurs.